Hey everybody, welcome back to my channel. Shaun Stevenson here, author of the Throne series, and today I am ranking the entire Spine Chillers series by Fred E. Katz. I have read all 12 of these books, and I'm going to be ranking them. Now, when I'm ranking these, we have S tier, A tier, B tier, C tier, and D tier. The books that I put in these different tiers, they're not being compared to books outside of this series. I'm comparing them within this series. So a book might, on this list, be an S tier book for me within the Spine Chiller series, but there are books when compared to, they would be a D tier compared to that book's S tier, if that makes sense. So let's go ahead and let's dive into ranking each one of these books. The first book in the series is Dr. Shiver's Carnival of Terror, and this one I did not like very much. It was not my favorite, so I'm actually going to put it in D tier. This book had a lot of running around. It's the first book in the series, but it definitely was not the best. It's a very easy mystery to guess, and it just was not my favorite. So Dr. Shiver's Carnival of Terror gets to go in D tier. Next up is book number 2, Attack of the Killer House. And this book, I actually remember reading it. It's been a while since I've read this one, but I remember liking this one. In this one, the house kind of goes haywire and the different electronics are attacking the main characters. So I am going to put this one in B tier. I think this one was a fun one to read for sure. The next book in the series is The Venom vs. Me, book number 3. And this book was really well done. I think it has a lot of creepy stuff going on. There's a good mystery at hand. And so I'm putting this one in A tier. I enjoyed reading that one a lot. It was a lot of fun, like I said, and I think the scares are there for sure. The fourth book in the series was Pizza with Extra Creeps, which this book is interesting because it was good, but parts of it were like running around to the same old things over and over again. But then there were parts of it that had really great atmosphere. Like the last half of the book takes place in a graveyard, and it's just really well done. So I'm actually going to put this one in. Ooh, this is difficult. I'm going to put this one in C tier. I think it was good. Well, I'm going to bump it up to B tier actually, because it was good. It just wasn't great. It had some good moments for sure. The next book in the series, book number 5, The Phantom of Phys Ed. This one for me is definitely an A tier after The Venom vs. Me. This book had a great mystery. There was a good legend that was part of this whole thing. I think it has a really awesome protagonist who is fun to follow along, and there's a lot of genuine danger for the characters. So that one gets an A tier for me. The next book in the series, book number 6, is Not a Creature Was Stirring, and this is the Christmas entry in the series, and I didn't love this one. I'm going to put it in C tier. It reminds me a lot, I was telling my brother about this, it reminds me a lot of the Haunting Hour episode where there's a kid who's homesick, and he thinks he's seeing aliens the entire episode. And this one is kind of like that. It takes place where a kid is staying at his aunt's house to rest and keeps thinking he's seeing things when he's supposed to be resting. And I just didn't really love it. Not gonna lie. Book number 7 in the series is Birthday Cake and Ice Cream. And this one, S tier for me. I think this is the best book in the entire series. It's so much fun. The scares are really good. This one takes place in like a Chuck E. Cheese kind of situation where there's this thing called the Gray Ghost that is scaring kids, and the kids don't know what's happening, and so they're wondering, where is this like taking place? What's going on? All these sorts of things. So that one is definitely on the top for me. I really enjoyed that book quite a bit. The next one in the series is Stay Away from the Swamp. And this one's interesting because as I was reading it, I did not really like it. And then the very end had a really creepy twist. But the whole rest of the journey, I really didn't love. So I'm putting this in C tier after Not a Creature Was Stirring. It was just not my favorite book of the series. The next one is book number 9, Tuck Me In, Mummy. And this one, I enjoyed this one because it takes place in an Egyptian museum where these kids are staying the night and they're trapped inside the museum with these mummies that are coming after them and they're trying to stay away from them. And so I thought this book was a lot of fun. And so I'm going to put this one in A tier and I'm going to put it right after Phantom of Phys Ed, I think. I liked that one quite a bit. The next book in the series was Stay Tuned for Terror, book number 10. And this book, I think, was good. I enjoyed it quite a bit. I enjoyed the journey. I liked it better than Pizza with Extra Creeps and probably better than Attack of the Killer House. So I'm going to put it at the top of B tier. The next book in the series was number 11, Hospitals Make Me Sick. And this book was the worst. I am putting it at D tier after Dr. Shiver's Carnival of Terror. It was absolutely the worst book in the series. It made no sense whatsoever. I really didn't like reading it. It was just disappointing all the way around. The kids are in this hospital where all these weird things keep happening to them, and literally the book makes no sense. Throughout the book, there's a riddle that they have to solve if they want to get out of the hospital, but the riddle doesn't make sense, and even when you get the answer to the riddle, you kind of scratch your head and you're thinking, what? That was the answer to the riddle? That makes zero sense to me. So that one is the bottom, D tier at the very bottom for me. The next book in the series and the last book in the series was number 12, A Haunted Mine is a Terrible Thing to Waste. And this book, I really liked this book actually quite a bit. I thought it had a really good mystery. There was a lot of good scares and really genuine danger. So it's definitely A tier. I'm trying to decide where it should go. I think I liked Phantom of Phys Ed a little bit better than this one. And I liked it better than Tuck Me In Mummy. Because Tuck Me In Mummy was really good, like I said, but it had some runaround moments within the museum that did get a little old after a while. And the very beginning of Tuck Me In Mummy takes place as 3 chapters where the kids are watching a television show, but the 3 chapters are from the point of view of the television show characters. So it didn't really make a ton of sense to me at first, and I was really confused until all of a sudden it switched in chapter 4 to the main kid. So that one is bottom of the A tier for me. So yeah, I think this is my order for this, how I would rank all the Spine Chillers books. Birthday Cake and Ice Cream, definitely at the top. Then Venom vs. Me, number 2. Phantom of Phys Ed, number 3. Haunted Mine is a Terrible Thing to Waste, number 4. Tuck Me In Mummy, number 5. Number 6, Stay Tuned for Terror. Number 7, Attack of the Killer House. Number 8, Pizza with Extra Creeps. Number 9, Not a Creature Was Stirring. Number 10, Stay Away from the Swamp. Number 11, Dr. Shiver's Carnival of Terror. And then the last for me in this whole ranking was Hospitals Make Me Sick. So that is my ranking of all of the Spine Chillers books by Freddie Katz. And if you've ever read any of these books, what do you think? Would you put these in any different places than I did? If so, leave that in the comments below. I'd love to hear from you and see what you think. Until next time, everybody, keep reading. Bye.